Oh, misty eye of the mountain below, keep careful watch of my brother's souls. And should the sky be filled with fire and smoke, keep watching over Durin's sons. If this is to end in fire, then we should all burn together. Watch the flames burn bright into the night, calling out, Father, oh, stand by and be well. Watch the flames burn up and on the mountainside. Now I see fire inside the mountain. I see fire burning the trees, and I see fire hollow in souls. I see fire, blood in the breeze, and I hope that you remember me. Welcome to my review of The Hobbit, The Battle of the Five Armies. This is my last movie review of the year, so I thought I'd start things out with something a little special. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly had a great time making it. And so, let's move on to the actual meat of the thing. So this is part 3 of the Hobbit trilogy, and now we have our whole Middle-earth saga complete. We have the Lord of the Rings way back when, and now finally The Hobbit is complete. And with this movie, we are able to look at the entire trilogy to see just how good the whole thing was. And obviously the answer is pretty damn good, but I gotta go deeper than that, so let's talk about this movie specifically. This movie picks up right where the previous one ends, and you know what I'm talking about. That cliffhanger? Wow. But interestingly, this movie isn't really about what happens right after the cliffhanger, but what happens after the cliffhanger. If I were to boil this movie down into the most simplest terms, it would be that this is a land war between 5 armies. The 5 armies show up and they're all fighting for the dwarvish kingdom of Erebor, the place that Thorin Oakenshield was trying to get so desperately, and he finally gets it. It's very interesting in this movie because the last movie was all about them trying to reach home and trying to actually secure it and beat the friggin' dragon, and this movie begins with them actually having what they were questing for. So the question is, what happens next? You know, they're basically sitting on the biggest gold mine ever. It is ridiculous how much gold there is. I really like this movie because it builds on the themes of the entire Hobbit saga, and we see that it is not just the one ring that can corrupt people. Greed can corrupt people, jealousy can corrupt people, mistrust can corrupt people, lies. These are all things that actually end up corrupting people and making people do terrible things. And it's really fascinating and heartbreaking to see people that you have followed since the first movie, people whom you probably like, make really terrible decisions because they are just not right in the head at the moment. They're caught up in something, they're not really being themselves, and it's really sad to see, but it's also really fascinating. And I gotta say, Martin Freeman as Bilbo Baggins is the best thing ever. Like, holy crap. I read the book, The Hobbit. It's one of the few books that I've read, and I really liked Bilbo then, but now I feel like that Bilbo is friggin' boring. This is one movie where I finally felt like Bilbo Baggins deserved to be here, you know? It wasn't that he had a cute little sword and he could disappear with his magic ring and he could walk really quietly and nobody noticed him. He really deserved to be here. He wasn't as big of a bamf as everybody else was, but he really did his part for a Hobbit, and I'm talking about actually kicking a bit of ass, which surprised the hell out of me. Another thing that I really liked about the movie was how neatly it stitched together the Lord of the Rings trilogy to this, and that was through Gandalf's storyline in the whole thing, and that, as you know, involves a necromancer at a place called Dol Guldur, and it had some of the most awesome fight scenes in the movie, in my opinion. As for the 5 armies, me personally, having read the book ages ago, I don't really remember what the 5 armies are. There were dwarves, there were elves, there were humans, there was an army of orcs, there was another army of orcs, but it's technically still orcs, so would the last army be the eagles? But it doesn't matter because everything is awesome. It was a pretty great battle scene. Peter Jackson really knows how to shoot stuff in Middle-earth because everything had this sweeping epic feel and it was really nice to see. But there is something that I gotta say. In all honesty, even though I really got into this movie, even though I really enjoyed the movie, this movie was really fast-paced and it was a huge fight scene or a huge battle throughout almost. While this doesn't sound like a bad thing, you gotta remember that it is the slow moments in the movie that make the fast moments pop out. So if you have a movie with just fast moments and everything is going fast-paced and like there's no breather, it just becomes a really exhausting movie to watch sometimes. I feel like this movie could have used a little slowness to contrast with its breakneck speed, and I really feel like although there was a lot of feely moments in this movie, that it could have been done a little bit better. Some of them hit me super hard, like, oh my god. But others, And so, The Hobbit, The Battle of Five Armies, I think you should pay good money for it because it is really worth the buck. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the last review that I'll be doing this year. Happy New Year to all of you in advance, and this is my friend Ashi. I hope you guys liked the little intro that we cooked up together. I had a lot of fun making it. There's going to be a lot more collaborations coming in 2015 because I realized that working together with people is a lot more fun.
Yes, it is.
With that being said, have a nice day, have a great New Year's, and I will see you when I see you.
Happy New Year.
Bye bye.